Today I bring to you car safety. Car safety is something that driver or someone who's operating a car should know the basic stuff of noise when driving. You have a little talk on the front end. When you hear this noise, it's time you should know that you should take your car to the service. Get it serviced, get it checked out, that there is none of these parts here are damage, and these parts are, not into the spec or too loose. So today I have like about 5 different parts of a car, and mainly 3 of them here are very dangerous. The 3 parts I'm going to explain to you is the one that keep your car together, and if any one of these come loose, you're driving 100, 120, this could be very dangerous for yourself or for some innocent pedestrians or someone in a next car or something, because you cannot tell that what's going to happen when one of these come apart and you're on the highway or in the city that you cannot control your car anymore. Okay, so the first part I'm going to start with is the wheel bearing. Wheel bearing is a very dangerous stuff if you leave it too long and you didn't pay attention to it or get the car serviced to find out what's the noise. Because when you hear a noise in your car, it's time to take the car to your garage, get it checked out. Don't wait. Like a lot of people, they wait. So I'm going to tell you, for example, this is a wheel bearing that we call a hub complete, and this is the next wheel bearing. We call it a pressing bearing. So this one you have to press it in. Okay, it depends on the model of the car. And most newer cars, they come with a hub, so it's already complete. You just use 3 screws to bolt it on the car. But the noise that you're gonna, when the wheel bearing is no good, the noise you're gonna hear a humming sound or a roaring sound, and it's gonna get louder as you increase your speed on the car, and depends on the road that you're driving. So for someone to know if your wheel bearing is causing that noise, because it's a deafening sound when it's really bad. Like this one here. See, this one is almost come apart. And you're going to let your car drive straight, okay? And your noise is going to get louder because there's going to be a free play on the bearing at that time. So you just tilt your steering a little bit to the left or to the right. So what you're doing, you're putting pressure on the bearing, and the sound is going to come down. So if the sound comes down and doesn't hear it loud as before when it's going straight, you know that your wheel bearing is defective and you have to get it changed. Because what happened, these are bearings inside here, and when the bearing is good, it's full of grease, okay, and it's worn out by time, and time depends how much you use the car. It's worn out, and what happened, the grease burn out, so the grease is a substance that keep these balls inside here, keep them not to worn out fastly. But when the grease get worn out, because it's going to be hot, you're driving a lot with your car, it's going to be hot, and what happened, the grease dissipates, and what happened, there's no more protection from this bearing. So now they're running metal to metal, and when it's metal to metal, it's worn out faster. And when it's worn out, what happened, you're going to have a play on the wheel. The wheel is going to have a play, and if you keep driving it, like I said, you're going to hear that roaring sound. If you keep driving it, what it does, you're going to hit the hub. There's a hub that goes through there. It's going to start hit that. And what happens after that, your wheel kind of locked up on you on the road. Okay? But before you get to that point, like I said, you're going to hear a noise. It's going to make a noise to tell you that you need to change your bearing. Okay? So that's one noise you listen for when you're driving an automobile, driving your car, whatever, truck, bus, whatever. Okay. The second one I'm going to come to is an inner tie rod. But see, this one is new. Okay. So what it is, this connected to your rack and pinion. Okay. And it's have the same principle here. It's have a greaser in there, and you have a ball. So after time and time, this get worn out. And this part attached to your outer tie rod. Okay, this is your inner tie rod, and this is your outer tie rod. Okay, all these parts have the same principle. You have a moving ball that moves. This one is new, it's very stiff. Okay, so this is the old one. This is the outer tire. This is the old one that I changed on one of my customer car. And see how it's moving freely, okay? And it's up and down. Okay, that's how you know when there's a problem. And you shake the wheel have a play. So this is how your outer tire should be, very stiff, no play in it. So this is connected to your rack and pinion, okay? And you have the same ball there. After years of using, this get loose. And that ball is in a cage, okay? So when this gets worn out, it doesn't change it, what happens? It pops out. This one is connected to your wheel. So imagine you driving on the road at 100 kilometers an hour, 120, depends on the speed when it happens, no one knows. This side could pull out. And let's say for example, this pull out from the housing here. What's going to happen? You have no more control of the car. And the same thing at this one. If this one pull out, you have no more control of the car. Wherever the car want to take you, that's where you're going to go. You have no more control of it. So these are things that you have to see and get service maybe every 3 months. If your car is an older car, every maybe 3 to 6 months you should get these things checked out for safety. Some people drive for years. I see some, for example, like this bearing. This bearing was finished months ago before we changed it, you know. So you can see a person like this is very dangerous to human life. So now, if this pops out, that's it. Wherever the car could run in a crowd, running wherever it go, you cannot stop it. Good thing for your brake, unless the brake stop you before it make any disaster. Okay, so that is the inner and that's the outer, that's the two. So now we're gonna go to your, okay, let's go to the noise of these here. These one here, they could give you a little tap, 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 tap. So that's why when you hear any kind of noise that is not supposed to be there, you get the car checked out, okay? Okay. So now, you're gonna go to the ball joint. Ball joint, it's the same principle, but this one hold the weight off the car. So if this come out, you're not gonna lose your steering, but your car is the same principle. You're gonna lose control of the car, and you cannot control it. Okay. So this works the same way. This pressing on the lower table or the lower control arm. Okay, some come with grease and some have no grease nipple. So you cannot grease this one. So when they finish, they have a play in it. And it's loose. So the noise on the ball joint can give you the same noise as the tie rod, tie rod talk when you're hitting bumps or stuff like that. Okay? So you need to fix this stuff. Okay. Our last parts I have here is linkage, stabilizer linkage. Well, this one is not a threat. All this does is to stabilize your car, prevent it from shake side to side and keep your car, firm on the road. Right? That's what this do, working with the shock. Sometimes it's connected to the shock from the table or direct from the shock to the link to the stabilizer bar itself. Okay? So, and these things here, they make a lot of noise. Sometimes when you test the car, customer come and say, the car making noise. Sometimes when you test the car, you swear if the shock is finished, but when you check it out really good, it's a stabilizer is finished. And stabilizer is a very tricky thing, because what happens checking a stabilizer, you can make a mistake, you cannot find the sound or something. So best way to check the stabilizer is to lose one end of it. Okay? You lose one end, the easier part, because sometimes the bottom one is in a difficult spot to loosen that, but the top one always have access coming out towards the wheel. So what you can do in that sense, you lose the top nut, you take it out, and then you can wiggle both of them and see, because sometimes the top one is good, but the bottom one is no good. So if the top one is good, you're gonna feel the stiff in the links, but the bottom one is no good. So that's your noise is coming from the bottom one. But when it's really no good, you're gonna have a play. So you're gonna have one like this stabilizer. You're gonna have a play like this. You see how that is? So if you drive your car like this, You're gonna have a lot of nice talk when you're hitting bumps. Okay. But these stuff here, the way you can keep them to last a long time, you need to have a good shock. Shock absorber is the key to keep all of these parts to give you the length of time that they're supposed to give you from the manufacturer. If you have a bad shock, what's happening? All the weight of the car is gonna tell on the ball joint, your tie rod. This is gonna work more. This is gonna change this very often if you have no good shock. So that's why you see most people the parts worn out very fast because the shock is no good. For example, a new car will go like 5 years, 6 years without changing any of these because you have a decent shock, the car is smooth, it takes the road nicely. But after you drive it 8 years, 9 years, you don't change the shock, you will be changing these a lot. So it's expensive, so make sure you have a good shock in the car, and down the line you're going to be changing less of these parts. You understand? So look out for the next video and subscribe and like, and there's a lot more